Hey, we're talking about Surrender by Cheap Trick and like how to play this little Coda bit. That's probably a little bit much dirt, but and I was playing it in B, like the middle of the tune rather than the end, but whatever. Okay, so here we go. What we're talking about is playing B and then B with G sharp in the bass, and I'm going to mute the A string. Second finger, third finger, fourth finger, first finger, third finger, fourth finger, also muting the A string to the E chord. You could play it as a full E if you wanted to. Those are the chords we're going to do. 1, 2, 3. Now, how to get this cleaned up so it doesn't sound too muddy, most of it happens on the left hand. So what you want to do is this. You're going to play, first of all, just straight up, play closer to the bridge. If you play farther from the bridge, like by the neck pickup, it's going to already sound muddy. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Terrible. First thing to do is just move back by the bridge. Fine. Then the second thing to do is to isolate the bass note and the chord. So you can see I'm actually playing a bass note. It's like a bass strumming thing, like country music. But I'm just playing one bass note, so. Just there on that B chord, right? Notice my pinky's kind of hanging onto the E string. It's just a little anchor tether. It's not, it's not tense. It's just relaxed there, giving me a sense of where I am in space, so I can move my arm freely still. And I'll do it. I'm a fiend about rest strokes. A rest stroke is when you play a bass note, or any note really, and you play through the string you were playing and land on the next string. And I'll play all those bass notes as rest strokes because it sounds good. And it just gives me another sense of where I am in space. Every time I pass through that string, I land, I'm on the D. And I can do it farther back if I want to clean it up a little. The other nice advantage of moving closer to the bridge is that you can hit the strings harder without them going sharp, which is really, really nice. They'll stay in tune a little better, even if you do tend to pummel the thing. So if you go too far back, especially on this Fender sound, it may not be the sound you want, but that's pretty good. And then as I move to the G sharp minor, or really the B over G sharp, the same thing, and what you want to do is practice hopping right over that A string. Just even though you're muting it with the left hand, you want to avoid it if you can. It just sounds clean, because you will get, if you don't fret it carefully, you'll get some noise, or don't mute it carefully, I should say. You'll get some noise. A little more dirt will sound a little less country. I could pull out the Les Paul, but I'm not going to. There you go. Have some fun with that. Did you have questions on that?
So it's D. So you're only strumming the D and G, including up and down strokes on.
Yeah.
So you're going. You're actually able to. You're actually able to get those. You're not hitting any of these. You just.
Yeah. Well, notice right now you're not anchoring the right hand at all, so it'll make it a little bit trickier. I mean, I know that I do that because I want a little tighter, what they call proprioception. Proprioception means knowing where your body is in space, and so like having that little bit of anchor gives me a little bit of better proprioception. I know exactly where the tip of the pick is better. Some players don't use it at all, and that's amazing. And some players use a lot more than I do, but you can see it's just like as soon as I start to think about doing it, like my pinky finger will hang out here. Sometimes if I'm playing on the higher strings on the telly, it'll hang out on the bottom of the bridge plate there. But I love the telly just because the control panel is so simple, and I'm such a simpleton. It's like there's one switch and two knobs, but the um, and you can see. One thing I wanted to show you is that there's not all of this going. It's not a full arm strum, right? It's like it's mostly I'm coming from the wrist, from the forearm. It's rotating. And notice too that I'm holding the pick farther out from my hand than I would if I was playing single notes. I'd be holding the pick tighter in like that. But because I'm playing this kind of strumming motion, I've got the position of my hand a little. It widens the arc so that I can make a strumming arc that's bigger, right? Just from moving my forearm. And I don't have any problem. Now I've practiced this a ton. So, but in my youth, I guess. But whenever that was. But the great things to do include sitting around in front of something relaxing, looking at your window or looking at and just doing that, doing rest strokes on both. So you really get a sense of where you are. So that you don't have to look. Really getting a sense of that feel to it. And then just do a little go practice on it. Meaning just, when I say go practice, just one after another and not stopping. So that you're noticing, you'll be like, good one, okay, oops, whatever. But you're just noticing each one, but you just keep going, as opposed to like stop practice where we do it perfect one time and then do that again. Sometimes you can do either one, but once you've got it a little bit, go practice can be useful because you can feel the tendencies and feel it in motion. But so I would, and I guess that's what I'm saying is I would do some stop practice, just go, compare and contrast. So do some stop practice, just feeling where the strings are, getting that sense of proprioception. And then also go practice. Seeing how it performs as you make it more dynamic, and then go back and forth.
And you're upstream. You're literally going like this. Wait, listen to me. I'm going. And you're finishing on an upstroke, right?
Yeah, I am.
And you're actually
going down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. It's like a train beat, basically. Yeah.
And if I can just practice that.
Yeah.
And try not to get it stuck in there. Yeah.
Please practice. Yeah. Okay.